Okay, so I hope that you've all written your first draft of your plan. If not, you've gone and progressed through, or you've got the draft that has been approved by the bishop. The big question now is, how are you going to communicate that plan? Plans are terrible if they're just nicely done on a sheet, then they're put in a drawer or put on a shelf and forgotten about. I've worked in business and nobody could ever find sometimes the original product plan. And it just amazes me that, you know, the aim is not writing the plan, it's actually communicating and implementing it. So let's look at how you might communicate it. It's important that you share, discuss, and agree on your war solution to the challenges ahead. So we encourage you to do that. So submit that draft temple and family history plan to the bishop and the War Council for approval and commitment. We hope that you've done that, and that, you know, it looks something like that. Okay. So, and it's important that it's not just a wish list. You know, we've had people that say, we will increase the family history, temple and family history activity in the war. And that's it. It needs to be something far more specific than just a wish list. And something like this will help you. So your temple and family history plan and meetings should be member and activity orientated. Because once we've got the plan, it's about how we're going to get there. Right? And as you can see, remember we spoke about in the previous video about web indexing, fund family activities, and historical records. All of those are member orientated. They're member driven. That's what we want to drive as member activity. Now, if we hold an event, the whole idea of that event is to help drive member activity. So that's what we want, is to drive member activity. Now, one of the things that you can look at is that there will be stake and ward, temple, and family history plans and goals. And these are all interlinked and communicated clearly to the members. You will have received at the beginning of each year the stake, temple, and family history plan, which is approved by the stake presidency. That then can give you some guidance as to developing your ward, temple, and family history plan, particularly with goals that you may set. Goals particularly in terms of increasing the number of current temple recommend holders, the number of names submitted to the number of members submitting a name to the temple, and ward indexing. That will then go to the Ward Council, and what you might look at is having a combined Elders Quorum and Relief Society meeting, which is on a 5th Sunday. If the 5th Sunday is 3 months away, you might consider just holding it separately in Priesthood and Relief Society. But if you have them combined, it works much better. Okay. Now, you can also include within that what the stake presidency's temple and family history plan or their whole plan and focus is. And the bishop can then outline how the ward, temple, and family history plan and goals, and all members are encouraged to set their own temple, personal temple and family history plans and goals. Because it's not just about setting a ward plan, but encouraging members to write their own personal plans. And the Elders Quorum and Relief Society presence can then identify the resources, the events, and the activities and lessons that will be available to accomplish those ward and personal goals. Now, one of the things that you can do is you can talk to members about, is about SMART goals. Now, you've all heard of SMART. SMART means specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So when members write their personal goals, you can talk to them specifically about find 5 names to take to the temple. And I will search for names once a week. and I will ask for help from my ward family history consultant. And relevant because I want to connect with my ancestors and their stories. And time-based, by July 5th, I will have 5 names ready. So I need to teach members about SMART goals. And ward leaders and all the Elders Quorum, Relief Society, and youth leaders can set the example by teaching members how to set personal SMART goals. And that will be the foundation of us achieving more goals. We should not emphasize just the checking off of goals, though, but more about focusing on the blessings that they can attain from the atonement of Jesus Christ and their role in the plan of redemption on both sides of the veil. Now, there is a class handout, which I explained in an earlier video, that's available on getting started with the Ward Temple and Family History Plan. I encourage you to get a copy, print it out, read it, and write down your thoughts on what you can do. So these are the summary of all that we've discussed. We've talked about the doctrine, we've talked about the Ward Temple and Family History Plan, and a timetable, the development and approval of the Ward Temple and Family History Plan. Thank you. Now, the next lesson that we're going to be looking at, we'll be looking at the coordination meeting and the Ward Council. I encourage you that this is where the plan begins to be implemented. And it's driven by the plan. So, you can't have a coordination meeting if you don't have a plan. Everyone will just sit around looking at each other. So thank you. I hope you've made some notes, and if you haven't done it already, then you will. Thank you.